day, lords and ladies of the internet. I am your host today, the Power... Don, shut up! And welcome back. I've lost where I was in the intro. Welcome back to Limbus Company. We're beginning chapter 2 today, and all you can wonder is what's going to happen, where are we heading, and what kind of mayhem are we going to end up doing in the end? Well, everyone, I do hope you enjoy today's episode, for it's going to be quite the special treat. Isn't it, Don? So, I do hope you enjoy. So here we are, now, ready to take on Chapter 2. In addition, they released a bit, so we got a bunch of extra lunacy, and in addition, got ourselves an extract card. So, there's not many people watching right now, and no one's even spoken in chat yet, so I guess we can wait with the extracting until at least people are here. So, we can just move straight on to Chapter 2. Chapter 2, The Casino. Where are we? J Corp. District 10, J Corp. Intriguing. Well, there's 19 levels, dear Christ. Under the chill air, Vergilius introduces us to our upcoming destination. Where could the next Golden Bough be? The bus wasn't all that lively. I could hear Rodia's occasional quips, or Heathcliff starting pointless quarrels with someone. Probably Don Quixote or Sinclair. And Roshu's demanding a source of heat to light her cigarette, having run out of lighter fluid. Amidst the gripes and disorder, Gregor was pretty much the only sinner I could rely on to willingly turn the mood around. But now he was one of the quietest. He was just staring out the window, seemingly lost in deep thought. One thing was for sure. If anyone were to blame for trashing the mood on the bus, it'd be Vergilius. The road to the Golden Bough was an awfully arduous one, putting us on the brink of death, and some past that, several times, not to mention the occasions when we almost ended up unemployed. Yet Vergilius refused to see from our perspective. Given the circumstances, it's only natural for our sinners to be palpably disgruntled. Tired of the silent treatment, Ishmael spoke up. Couldn't you tell me where our next destination is now, at least? Oh, sorry about that. I was wondering whether briefing the mission to you miscreants would be worth the effort. Ha! You're hurting me with your cold shoulder. Don't you know that kids falling behind need more love? And let me plead you not to embarrass me this time. I sure don't want to look like a teacher taking a bunch of grade schoolers out for a picnic. I have high hopes for you in particular, Rodian. You might just make a good guide for this tour. And why is that? Huh? I know I'm a big deal, but I don't think I can be a guide for a place I don't know. No worries. We're heading to a location you should be more than familiar with. A nest of hedonism where you can drown in money or be drained of everything you have. J Corps. She does not look very amused by that right there, does she? Great. Even Rodia has gone quiet now. Well, I suppose it'd be bad. It wouldn't be so bad to win it big while we're at it. Oi, someone wake me up when we're there. Coincidentally, the bus will be unable to take you right to the branch building this time, dear passenger. Car on, park it. Car on.
정차가 뭐야?
What's park? There is no park, only crash! It means stop.
멈추는 건 빨간색.
Stops are red. Red tastes bad to Charon. Jesus Christ, Charon. Jesus Christ. Grumbling, Charon hit the brakes without warning, sending most of the sinners flying face first into the seats ahead, while flinging others off theirs. I was, of course, powerless against the terror. A cacophony of complaints and shouts erupted. Although I didn't get to hear the sinners' ramblings in clear detail. I'm willing to bet a good half of them were profanities, so maybe I'm better off not knowing. Good to see you all it's good to see you all full of energy. Now out. The destination still seemed rather far. Will you call a taxi for us? As Miss Faust will explain in detail, this mission is going to be quite different from our last, Dante. This is because the location of the Golden Bough is in the underground of a casino. Do you mean to tell us that it's among the brightly lit buildings standing at the center of that street? That's right. It's one of those. The lobotomy branch facility we infiltrated last time was one that had been neglected for quite a while. So you mean that was the exception? See, it's times like this that remind me our team doesn't necessarily lack critical thinkers. It really does make me wonder how you managed to blunder your previous mission even more. The Golden Bough is a potent energy source, holding the essence of many technological marvels. Such fouts of energy will attract flows of wealth and people, and in no time a whole civilization is built on top of it. Therefore, it is likely that future destinations will have been occupied by other factions and their structures, which in turn indicates that we should be prepared to visit a large variety of venues in addition to this casino. It also means that your first mission was a relatively easy one, yet you somehow snatched defeat from the wide open maws of success. Does he usually hold grudges that long? Ahem. Don't ask me. We haven't known him much longer than you have. What did he say again? Something like, welcome to Limbus Company, I'm your guide, Vigilus, and all that? Pretty good impression, wasn't it? You got his authoritative tone down to a T. I'll give you that. I had to hold myself back from asking if I could resign right after joining. I get the feeling that the rest of you thought the same. Nonsense! 'Twas a day to go down in history, beckoned by the Red Gaze himself. Truly, there is no honor greater than a color addressing your... Huh, I guess he does have a fan after all. True that. With their spirits lifted, Rhodia and Grigor began to chuckle. That's more talking than necessary. I really do wish for there to be an imperatus behind a third rule for this bus ride. Come on, give the employees some room to badmouth their boss. You're totally being petty. Next time, do it out of earshot. I'm more fragile than I look, you see. Right, time to get up and at it. I sure hope you come back with a golden bow in your hands this time.
이번에도 실패하면 어떻게 할 건데?
And if we bugger it twice? Who knows? Charon might suddenly forget what button to press to open the door for you. Button, red, icky color, yucky color. Yucky color.
이것은 미친놈.
You're a one daft bloke.
네, 뭐.
I don't even know how to say that. You again.
네, 뭐.
And that means shorthand for useless idiotic travelers. Go and abscond now. Heathcliff glared at Roshu, insults welling up in his throat, only to then expel a loud sigh. He resigned uncharacteristically, as if he came to the realization that killing her wouldn't solve anything. Well, no, it won't. It'll just make your manager very pissed off at you. Faust explains what to do for this mission. As our first step, we should pay a visit to a certain pawn shop. Okay. Well, I might as well just use the team I've been using and enjoying so far, so... Although, I really don't want to. I want to use new people. What's the level? 6. Level 6. Okay. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna try new people. So... Mirasalt. God damn, you're slow. Like, Jesus hell, you're slow. I'm guessing you're just like a boss, if you're that slow. I mean, I know I've got your big ego right here, which I really want to try and get, so what do we need? We need... Mirasalt is all about sloth? Really? What is it? Sloth, gloom, and envy. Sloth, gloom, and pride. It's now that I realize all the other people are kind of just... Yeah, are just low level, because I had the other things equipped. So I don't really have much choice about what I pick. So... It's quite hard to make a decent balanced team, because you really need enough... You need the affinities to complement the egos, but at the same time you need the affinities to complement each other so that you got multiple uses of the same ego type of affinity. Granted, at the moment, I think it's quite hard to do because we haven't unlocked our third skill. The moment we unlock our third skill, I actually imagine it'll be a lot easier to work with all this. And you know what? Because of that, I think I'll just go with the original team. There we go. Just stick with what I know. Just stick with what I know. Allow me to give you a rundown of the plan. Our primary objective is to infiltrate the casino unsuspected. It will be critical for successful recovery of the Golden Bow. According to the information we've acquired, the casino has 3 entrances. One for ordinary visitors, one reserved for VIPs, and lastly, the back door used by employees. Okay. We'll split into 3 groups of 4 sinners to cover each entrance. 4 of us will disguise as croppers, 4 of us pose as guests, and 4 will play the role of VIPs. Working in smaller groups will certainly draw less attention. It is wiser to divide than to unite. Open the envelopes I gave out to confirm your role you've been assigned. Also, the higher-ups expressed concern over our performance. They stress that the company's future plans hinge on whether we can retrieve the Golden Bow through this operation. Therefore, we will collaborate on a joint operation. Joint operation? Our partner is a special forces unit consisting of professionals and veterans. I believe they are now monikered the LCC for short for Limbus Company Clearance Department. Rest assured that they are our betters, at least in espionage operations. I thought 12 people was already a crowd. Guess someone finally realized that more isn't always merrier. Well, sir, I haven't met staff from the other teams before. Just where could they be? Hyung-yu looked around, expecting Faust to bring them forward for introductions any second. Needless to say, no one showed up like he expected. We'll be heading to the pawn shop. Is pawning still a thing? Is pawning still a thing these days? We're in the so-called Pawnbrokers Avenue. Most businesses double as pawn shops here. That place is our rendezvous. Let's head inside. Interesting. We're dealing with ordinary, boring rats. Number Nuts Hooligan. Alright, well, I'm impressed that you don't just auto-win. Well, screw it, let's go. Gregor, you should be better than that. Also, bloody Christ. Rabbit Heathcliff, I swear, just annihilates anything it touches.
좋아, 간다.
Well, hello there, other people. I think the thing is also working out who has the most powerful ego. Like, attack.
좋아, 간다.
다음은 침묵을 안겨드리죠.
날 뛰어보라고.
I'm impressed you lost so badly then, Heathcliff. Very impressed, actually.
따라와 주세요.
Go. God damn it. You.
그 자식은 아직 살아 있을 거야.
And finally, time to die. I like Sinclair. I really like Sinclair.
너무 우르르 들어오는 거 아니에요?
Aren't you too many visitors at once? The shop's cramped as it is.
그럼 풀어볼 거요?
You'll prefer your luck of the draw from Trumps or Mahjong? As we enter the shop, we were met with the gruff greeting of an old pawnbroker.
저게 뭐라는 거냐?
What's that blighter on about? Am I the only one here who read up on SJ? Vergilius gave us a pamphlet to peruse before we left.
뭐 표지 좀
Well, I think I remember glancing at the cover. Here, you'll get loaned different amounts depending on your fortune for the day. If you draw a great boon, you get extra cash, while misfortune means far less than what the pawn is worth. That reminds me. Our family had hired dedicated fortune tellers. They drew a greater boon for me in the divination they performed before I left. That must have been a sign that I would join all of you wonderful people on our journey. Wow, really? So indulging in lofty leisure on your grand estate was your fated life. Maybe I should pray that I'm born that rich if there's a next time.
난 사양이야.
I'm good. It's well-off folks like him that tend to play dirty. You might be right. I didn't like to get along with my younger siblings in childhood. Always trying to
맨날 반칙을
cheat
쓰면서
and grouch if
심술을
things didn't
부렸거든요.
go as desired.
아니 내가 말한 건 그런 뜻이
No,
아니고.
that's not what I was getting at.
다들 전 볼 거야 말 거야.
So you want to get your fortune or not?
그런데
Forget about that. Do you people even have anything to pawn? I'm not seeing any wealth on you. The pawnbroker glanced over each sinner with a dubious look until his eyes landed on me. Oh, that clock head might be worth a good sum.
얼마로 예상하는데, 영감?
How much do you think they sell for, old pal? Rudia, I'm not for sale.
연락 받으셨을지 모르겠지만
As you were likely
저희는
contacted
Limbus
in
Company
advance,
소속으로.
we are from Limbus Company and... Unfortunately, neither the sinners nor the pawnbroker were paying any attention to Faust's words.
아, 이 손수건은 집 나올 때 가져왔던 건데요.
Oh god, now we're gonna enter the chaos, aren't we? Oh, I did bring this handkerchief with me when I left home. Oh, a dragon embroidered on silk. That's some meticulous needlework, which might net, let's see, 7 million on?
그깟 천조각이 그렇게
A crummy
비싸다고?
piece of cloth is worth that much? Have your eyes rotted out, old geezer? What? You don't recognize the value of this quality? Bah, now I see. You're wearing a shabby ring like it's a true treasure. Tish tish.
뭐라고 했냐?
What did you just say?
아우 시끄러.
Jeez, cut it out! Dante, please shut them up!
걱정했잖아요, 파우스트.
You had us worried, Faust. Amidst the chaos, a most gentle voice softly landed on my
보기로 한
ears.
시간은 4시였는데
We were meant to meet each other at 4, but 15 minutes had passed already. Surely you couldn't have forgotten how to read a clock, right? I mean, you have one for a boss. It's not like you have an excuse.
네.
Certainly not. There was little I could do to alter the driver of the bus.
아하.
Aha!
그래서 이런
So you're
시계
taking a
인간까지
clock person with you to help
알람 기능
to help you
것은
with
없었나 보네.
to help with the time. I suppose they didn't come with an alarm. The gentle voice was soon followed by one that didn't even attempt to hide their disdain. Come on, that's a little harsh. Let's try to leave better first impressions. I know my voice won't be heard by anyone other than the sinners, but I still can't help but get upset at rude remarks.
너야?
Oh,
이번에
so it was
황금가지
you.
탈환 작전
You
말아먹-
guys are the team that botched the Golden Bow retrieval last time?
도시에서 손꼽힌다는
Folks had
천재가
high
속한
expectations
팀이라길래
for your team.
주위에서
With
그러고
what with some of the smartest people in the city being on it.
어쩐지
No
파우스트
wonder.
표정이
Miss Faust
계속
wasn't
안좋아
looking
보이던데.
very pleased.
제 표정은 항상 동일했어요.
My face has remained constant.
야, 넌 왜 가만히 있어?
Hey, what are you standing around for? Go on now. This fellow here is also the brainy sort. Don't brush him off. Heathcliff gave Yi-sang a sideways glance, but what he got in response was lukewarm.
그저 무의미한 자랑이기 때문에.
I shall not, as that would be a hollow vault.
너 지하에서만 해도 말 많지 않아?
Or vant.
왜
I
갑자기 또
didn't
이상해진
read
거야?
that properly. But you were a lot more talkative down in that basement. Who are you and what did you do with Yi-sang?
본인은 본래
I am and
이상한
have
소-
always been whom I match in the mirror.
이-
You... forget it!
첫 번째 임무는
Our first
애초에 실패를
mission was
연기해둔 계획이었어요.
devised with failure in mind.
각자의 잠재력을
We
활용하는
needed an
시간이
opportunity to see
필요했습니다.
what potential our sinners held.
그랬던 거였어?
Wait, it was?
처음부터 목표가
A
실패한
plan whose
작전이라니.
purpose is to fail?
작전이라고
That could
부르기도
hardly
못하고.
qualify as a proposal.
베르길리우스님은 어디
By
갔죠?
the way, where is
전
Vergilius?
그분
I
얼굴이라도
agreed to
볼수
assist
있게
to assist with the
작전에
operation,
합류하겠다고 한 건데요.
mainly for the chance to get to see him.
그분도 쪽팔렸겠지.
He must have been embarrassed.
이런
Imagine
애들이랑
accompanying
같이
people like
다닌다고
these. Is that why he dropped us so far away from this place? Because he was ashamed of us!
왜 비하
Doesn't
발언은
anyone
반박을
have a
아무도
thing
안
to
하는
say
거예요?
about us being belittled?
그리고
And won't all the boasting and bluffing boasting and bluffing not do much if we don't introduce ourselves first?
이번에 합동 작전을 하게 될 분들이에요.
These two will be our cooperators for this
Limbus
mission.
Company
They're from the
clearance.
Limbus Company Clearance
LCC에서
Department,
오셨습니다.
also known as LCC.
비포 팀까지 붙여주시죠.
The before team
쏘두고
the before team
이
of
사람은
clearance, please.
에피랍니다.
Ah, I'm Sood, and this here is Elfie.
뭐 우리가 박수라도 쳐줘야
What are we
되는 거.
supposed to? What are we supposed to clap or?
와, 반가워요.
Wonderful! It is a pleasure. Hyung-Hyu was the only person on the team welcoming them with total sincerity. He almost gave them a standing ovation. A good half of the rest stared at the two with cold eyes, and the others wary until introductions were finished. This chapter's going to be nothing but madness. Absolutely nothing but madness. Anyway, we got a couple of people here. Anyone want to watch me try and extract and, like, get another ego or something? I mean, we were given basically 20 rolls again, 20 free rolls again, so... Anyone interested? Or we want to just watch the game and the story and all that? Gamble. Alright, let's give it a 10 draw. One quick 10 draw, and then we get back to the story, you silly little people. I still love this intro. Ooh, come on, Chains. Combine all the blood of the things we have gathered and show us what we can produce! Ooh, I actually got some good things this time. Nice! Well, first, let's all get all the crappy stuff that we don't care about. Yes, grab all of this. Ah-ha-ha-ha. Ah-ha-ha-ha. I love how I got the Gregor thing and I only got Gregor 2 out of 5 times with the whatchamacallit. So let's see what this one right here is. What do you become?
파우스트예요. 잘 부탁드려요.
I got everyone's favorite. Lobotomy Corporation Faust. I got everyone's favorite. Sweet. Nice. What about you? What are you? Gregor, I have that one. And Gregor, I have that one. But finally, the big, pressive, fancy one. The 3-star. Come on, 3-star. What do you become? Employee Gregor reporting for duty is an honor.
영광입니다.
J Corp Manager Corporal Gregor. I forget. Was Gregor part of J Corp originally, or was it J Corp? Was it J Corp he was originally part of? J Corp was the Bugman. So yeah, this is like an alternate reality where he just fully embraced what he became and just, you know, went with it. Isn't it? So how does it differ, technically? It's very hard to compare the differences when, you know, it's an alternate reality where J Corp didn't lose the smoke war. Ah! That makes a lot of sense now. What are you? You're Lust and Gloom. Lust and Gloom. Ooh, that's actually quite a decent combo. Well, we'll just continue on with the story now, and we'll do another 10 pull a bit later, shall we? Maybe at the end of the stream we can do a 10 pull. That seems like an appropriate time. Our team will join hands with a duo from the clearance department. The sinners cast a skeptical gaze at their competence and comportment.
자, 이번 작전은요.
For this mission, we'll basically spoon feed you everything. All you have to do is open wide and chew up your simple tasks. Wow, what a way to phrase it.
여기 봉투에 든 문서들
Check the
확인하시고
documents in this
거기에 적혀있는
envelope
대로
and do exactly,
그대로만 하면 돼요.
precisely as the papers say. The way Sword dragged out that vowel needled me a bit, but I decided not to argue. Even if I did, the ticking of a clock would be all she'd hear. Question, do you refer to Effie and Sword as Jesse and James like I do? Oh my god, that's an amazing connection. And the funny thing is, the names are reversed, because you did that like Effie and Sword. Like, Effie is Jesse, but in reality, Effie would be James. So...
뭐야? 말로는 공조라면서
There's not a lot of joining together at all in this joint operation, is there? You're just telling us to follow from behind.
자존심 상하네.
This is insulting. Are they taking us for lubbers or what?
관리자님, 이거 그대로
Look,
두고 봐.
manager, we've got to put our foot down and
두고 봐.
do as they say, I guess. What? Huh?
얘네들이 준 문서요.
The
완벽해요.
documents they gave us, they're flawless.
이것 봐요.
Look at this. It has roots drawn out and everything. It's been ages since I saw a plan this clear and meticulous.
확실해. 제대로 된 작전
Surely,
계획을
surely
써봤더니
this is certainly indicative of their knowledge in writing up proper plans of operation.
물론
Ah, this isn't to say that it holds a candle to the level of forethought you display, manager. Kiss ass! I can't wait to see what other kind of stories Project Moon comes out with this game. Just because of the way of its being the gacha and it having its seasons and whatnot, it gives so much potential to just continuously grow. So I guess the question is, as it grows, will it have exclusive events which get locked out from over time, or whether it's just the battle pass and whatnot, stuff that gets locked out. And if that even gets locked out, because you could just, after gotten the battle pass stuff, unlock it via, you know, the gacha. So, who knows? Convinced by Ishmael's commendation, I opened the envelope and carefully read the rundown of the operation. The goal could be summarized as the following. Reach the top floor of the casino. The main reason behind organizing this plan was the first place prize for the table game to be held today. According to the papers, winning the competition held on the top floor of the casino is the only way to gain access to the area with the golden bow. 4 syndicates that jointly bid on the casino will be playing in this game of chance. Of the 4, we'll be using the name of the infamous Ting Tang Gang?
이름이 조직의 성격까지
A name doesn't
대변해주지
necessarily reflect the name of the nature of an organization. That's a shallow prejudice.
편견이라는 색깔 안경을
It is
겉에 끼우는 것은
It is
이상적이지 아니하오.
It is unideal for one to choose to see things through the tinted lens of that is bias. Right. Back to the plan. We'll disguise as the boss of the Ting Tang Gang and win that game of chance. Afterwards, we have to go to the underground floors where the golden bow lies. Leading up to the game, we'll use the items and clothing we find in pawn shops to disguise as our given roles, enter the casino, and wait for the team on the top floor to win the game. That's about it for the outline of this plan, I think. Hey, wait a second. Won't this entire thing fall apart if our player doesn't win?
혹시나 할 때를 대비해서 위조
We've prepared
신분증까지
fake
준비해놨답니다.
identification as well. It's just in case the casino security runs random inspections on visitors.
좋아. 다 좋은데.
Right, alright, that's all fine and dandy. But how do you plan to win once you're at the top floor?
우리 복장을 보면 감이 잡히지
What do you think our outfits are for?
카지노 딜러로
We
자연스럽게
practiced for
섞이기
months to
위해
pass off as bona fide groupers.
알아서 좋은 패를 넘겨줘.
Or croppers.
눈만 멀쩡히
I don't even know what
달려
those are.
있으면 이기는 건 걱정할 필요도 없지.
What the hell is a cropper? Google! Crooper, the person in charge of a gaming table, responsible for the gathering in and paying out of money tokens. Fair enough then. We'll give you good luck. The game is in your bag. All you need to do is a pair of functioning eyes. Effie mumbled the last part to himself again while casting a sidelong scowl at our group. He's making it painfully obvious he has no faith in us.
콩콩이 파트목으로는 어떻게 위장할
And
거야?
how are we gonna take the place of the Ting Tang Gang's boss?
카지노에서 제공되는 식사에 수면제를 섞을
We've
거예요.
put the sedatives in the food served at the casino. We've already finished negotiating the details with the head chef.
수면제.
Sedatives. Sword and Effie winked at each other. It was a gesture demonstrating that the two were ideal partners, able to tell each other's thoughts just from exchanging glances.
사장님, 진열 때
Hey, dear
여기서부터
pawnbroker,
저기까지
we'll be
물건을
taking
좀
a look
보고
at the
있을게요.
goods on showcase from here to there.
네?
Yay! Oh, no, yeah, sure, of course. Please, take your time, ma'am. The pawnbroker's attitude took a sharp turn from disdainful to ketoing.
그럼 다들 진열장에서
Now then,
알맞은
let's take
물건을
what we
가져가죠.
need from the display.
우와.
Oh my!
푸샷
This is
디자이너가
a
직접 브로치죠.
gotcha designer brooch, isn't it? Car! What discerning eyes you have there, sir. This beaut is the mainstay of our shop's catalogue, only 10 of which were ever made, so its worth is positively
저희 집 강아지가 산책할 때마다 끼고 다니는 목줄 장식이었어요. 아, 다시 보니까 너무 반갑네요.
I just read the first two words of his sentence, and I just feel, oh. Oh. My dog used to have one of these on its collar whenever we took it out for walkies. It's so nice to see something that brings back pleasant memories. Oh my god, you're the fucking resident rich kid. I mean, we knew you were the rich kid, but Jesus Christ, how big of a I'm the rich kid vibe do you need to give off? Only 10 of these were ever created. My dog used to have one of these when we took it out for walkies. He is not impressed. He is not impressed.
나는 이 소가죽으로만
I'm down for these cowhide gloves. Whoever had them must have been a fashionista.
봉투에 적혀 있는 대로 가져가세요.
Please take items that
각자
suit
맡은
what's
역할이
written in the
있답니다.
envelopes. You have roles to play.
이보시오.
Pardon, but the envelope I received says janitor. This must be an error of some sort.
좋아, 다 좋은데.
Okay,
돈은
it's good
어떻게
and all,
써야
but
작정해?
do you have the money to pay for all this?
격분식의
Worrying about
예산 걱정을 왜
spendings?
하는 거야?
Who do you think we are?
이
Some
블랙카드로는
low-rank
못
hirelings?
끊는 게 없어.
There's nothing I can't afford using this black card. Whoosh.
단테, 어떻게 된 거야?
Dante,
고기는
what's this
예산 딸려서 못
what's
먹는다며.
this about? You told me we can't have prime beef because we don't have the budget.
수준 이상의 성과를 보이는 부서에겐
So the rumors were true that
회사에서
teams
한도 없는
with
카드를
notable
준다는
performance are given a
사실이야.
company card with no spending limit. While everyone was shocked by the proven existence of the fabled black cards, a loud voice came from outside.
어이 할배, 오늘까지 자리세 내야 한다는.
Oi, Dota! Didn't I say your payment was due today? Someone who clearly belongs to a vicious syndicate entered the pawn shop. Please, give me one more chance. I swear I'll have the money ready.
한 번?
One more? Can't you do basic math? You said the same thing last time. Boss won't like me wasting precious time reteaching you kindergarten, you hear? I'm just a frail old man standing on dotery feet. There's really nothing you'll get out of shaking me down. Pleading with an overly loud voice, the pawnbroker looked at us. You're talking back now? Yeah, go on then, get mad. I won't feel so guilty that way.
죄책감이란 게 줄어들 것 같으니까.
In a way, he looked like he was covertly begging us to help him based on his expression. The sinner's attention was naturally drawn to the ongoing row.
거기 뭘 봐?
What are you looking at? You think I'm playing? Gee, that was so stereotypical. I didn't even get an urge to reply. Can't people be more creative about throwing taunts?
저희가
Shouldn't we
도와줘야 하는 거
help out, maybe? Unlike Ishmael, who scoffed at the goon, Sinclair anxiously glanced over.
어쩔 수 없답니다.
We have no choice. The back streets have their own rules and order. We aren't the ones to disturb that complex web of their society.
우리 같은 외지인들이
Outsiders like
어설프게
us will
개입하면
only cause a
문제가
bigger
될
scene if we
뿐이에요.
try to step in. Pleased by the sinners choosing to stay away, the goon continued the extortion. Humph! If you ain't got money, why don't you pay your dues in that instead? We keep telling you. Anything but that, please. Is it really okay to leave them be?
영폭이 그러시면
Shall I
제가
settle this
나설까요,
dispute?
관리자님?
Shall I settle this dispute for them so it does not bother you, manager?
그런데 그거라는
What
게
does that toughster mean by that, by the way? Anyway,
이곳엔
a
돈보다
currency
가치
more
있는
valuable
자료가
than
존재해요.
money exists in this district.
제2사의 특이점은
It's well known that J Corp Singularity is a powerful security technology capable of locking anything. What is less known, however, is the extensive cultural and historical background of the backstreets of Nest J that lead to the Singularity's creation.
역사?
History? Are you seriously about to lecture us here and now? I was never told about any mandatory education when I joined this company. In spite of the opposition, Faust went on with her explanation.
이곳에선 사람들의
Here,
생명력을
a technology
추출할 수 있는
exists to
기술을
extract
사용하고
wish
있어요.
power from people.
특이점으로 승인되지
Though
않은
it's not widely known outside this district since it didn't have the generality to be recognized as a singularity.
일종의 운을 사고파는
In
거예요.
essence, it's processing luck into a commodity that can be traded, like a form of money.
이 소망력을 무력으로
It brought forth the
추출당하지
need for a way to stop others from forcibly extracting this wish power, leading to the creation of a security technology that ultimately developed into the singularity we know today. What is it with this city in turning theoretical concepts into actual things? We convert luck into an actual currency. We have the power to shove a needle into your neck, pull on the needle, and pull out all your luck. What the Christ?
야, 파우스트.
Gee wee, Faust. Must be tiring having to teach these dunces in a way they can get it.
염두에 두고 있었던 일이라
It's
괜찮아요.
fine. This was within my anticipated scenario.
그 말투.
I don't like the way you just said that.
자자, 그럼
Come on
우리
now,
진열대에
gather the
있는
items to
특별한
help you
물건들을
with your
가져온
disguises so
다음에
we can
여기
leave.
벗어나자고요.
Sold flapped the document, full of scheduled plans to emphasize that we'd be busy.
우린 일개 회사원이지. 정의를 위해
We're salaried
나서는
workers,
히어로가
not
아니잖아요.
heroes fighting for justice. I like how the music just stops when she says that. Just like, we're salaried workers, hey? Not heroes fighting for justice. Who wants to take a bet who is going to say the very next sentence? Who wants to make a bet? Wait. Not that word. A bad feeling rushing through my head prompted me to count the sinners I could see. That does not align with a certain someone's beliefs. And it's the one that would severely provoke her principles. Ishmael's realized it. Ishmael seems to have noticed what I meant and hurriedly looked around.
남의 귀중품을 함부로 양도하려 하다니
Thou darest try to pilfer the valuables of others! This behavior can only be seen as wholehearted villainy! Oh no. Don Quixote. Don Quixote. But it was a moment too late. Don Quixote had already sprinted forward and was swinging her lance at the ting-tanger who gripped the pawnbroker by the collar. Thwack! Caught completely unaware, the goon was hit right on the head with the blunt side of her lance. Knocked out onto the floor in a frisky swing, the fainted goon became the center of attention for all of us inside the pawn shop for a solid minute. For your information, keeping the sinners in check is not part of my job description. That would be the job of this person here. Don't give me that look. There's nothing in my abilities to keep her under control. I couldn't stop myself from defending my position when I was aware that my voice couldn't reach anyone besides the sinners. Oh well, it's not like my defense would have made them look any less baffled towards me if they could hear it. Oh. The pawnbroker was the only one chuffed by this turn of events. Great work, ma'am. Serves that hooligan right. But I'll say you could have whooped them a tad harder, maybe. Vergilius advised me that while I am free to deliver justice onto villains, I must do so undutifully, involving irrelevance in our mission. Thus, I showed moderation. Her proud expression never looked so provoking. So you remembered her words and still leapt forward. 'Twas a necessary action to stay true to my creed. Please understand my virtuous violence. Not to kill the mood, but that ruffian isn't actually dead, right? I thought you wanted her to get straight to Wallop's, old sport. I did, but things would get fairly complicated if the Eurodrive showed up, you know. The Eurodrive? What are they doing here? No, forget that. Why are you worrying about them? Not up to date with the news, are you, ma'am? They've been causing trouble here for months now. Alright. Are they villains as well? Oh, they're villains to us humble merchants, for sure. They're going on about what it was, roughing up greedy peddlers, keeping money to themselves, and giving it to those who need it, distributing something, they said. They were going on about, what was it? Roughing up greedy peddlers, keeping the money to themselves, and giving it to those who need it. It's Robin Hood. The redistribution of wealth. That's it, yes. Those scoundrels are robbing us poor saps of what little wealth we have. And they don't even do the dirty work themselves. It's always the local brutes they send. Can you believe it? Anywho, life has been hard for us because of those self-righteous bunches. Looked like they were here to find something at first, but all they do now is squeeze money out of us. I just realized. Shouldn't we take our leave now? More toughies from the Ting Tang gang might be coming this way. It seemed like Rhodia deliberately cut off the pawnbroker in a hurry, but I had little time to think about the implications. The gang member Don Quixote began to flinch as though to get back up soon.
골치 아프게 쓸데없이 일만 벌려서는.
I love this. The absolute sheer nonsensical nonsense of all this. I love this. What a hassle. You're making the problem bigger than it has to be. Hey, Muffin and Sable, was it? Don't be so tart now. There are plenty of pawn shops around here, right? We can always find a different...
에피랑 소드예요.
It's Effie and Sode.
이름을 맛있게 만들
Please don't mistake our names for confections.
그리고
And your statement that there are plenty of pawn shops in the vicinity won't mean much.
이 소동을 눈치챈
When
모든
said pawn
전당포가
shops notice the trouble happening here and close. Don Quixote!
바보들한테 일일이 설명하다.
I'm getting tired of lecturing these idiots on every little thing. We should just leave. Right as I tried to leave, someone wearing similar thuggish clothes to the one we just knocked out, with a face that looked just as rough, stormed into the shop.
어이 영감.
Hey, Codger! Have you seen our little... Wee Slimy! Just what's going on here? We did our best to pretend to be innocent customers who just happened to be in the pawn shop at the wrong time. However, in an unfortunate occurrence of events, the goon came back to senses.
어떤 새끼야?
Who did this? Tell me now! That bean is gonna regret the day they grew stems. Over there! That red time pus! The direction the finger, that finger was pointing was simply too unambiguous for me to pretend otherwise. Plus, there's no point in denying that I was meant by red time pus, as I'm sure there would be literally no one else matching that description in this entire district.
노파심에 덧붙이지만
Just so you don't get the wrong idea, I have nothing to do with these people or what happened here. I was just about to bring a towel to cool this poor fellow's head. That smarmy gaffer.
기대도 안 했지만
I had no expectations for him in the first place, but that man really has a shaky reed for his backbone. Although the pawnbroker switching sides in a heartbeat and the finger-pointing clock slander over something I wasn't responsible for too hurt me a little, I was determined to stand firm. Ja! Frioto's over there! Stop! Freeze in your tracks! Mostly because it was clear that we had to run right now. If I kept letting small things bother me, I would be reduced to a pulp sooner rather than later. Bah, no need to run. Let's just kill them all and be done with it.
왜? 아주 콩콩이 팔을 뿌리째 뽑아내서
What's next? You're going to wipe out the whole syndicate? Heh, that doesn't sound too bad.
악의 무리는
The forces of evil must be uprooted with haste in order to raise the banner of justice high!
저기, 너희 중엔 정신이
So is there seriously no one in your team who's in their right mind? Ishmael looked insulted by this remark and seemed to be thinking of a counter-argument, but the Ting Tang goons arming themselves were a more pressing matter. Let's just get out of here first. Dante needs to learn that someone needs to hold Don in a baby harness 24/7. Oh, that's brilliant. I love that. The plan that seemed so perfect took little time to go awry. Don Quixote's outburst runs us afoul with the Ting Tang gang. Well.
최선을 다해 지켜낼게요.
Well. As Sword predicted, all the pawnbrokers were busy closing their street entrances to avoid trouble.
새끼들아!
Hey, you pricks! Stop where you're standing! You think you can get away with messing with our family, little tiny fave?
저런 집단들은
What's with brutish syndicates and their pretend families? Is that the only thing they can think of to bond with each other? Look at the bump you made on our precious youngin's head!
맙소사.
Good gracious, this was not part of the plan. Effie clutches his forehead as if it were aching. I thought about goading him to keep some headache pills at hand if it was enough to cause him pain, but I refrained. My lack of a head would have made the message far less impactful anyway.
어이 너희들
You two, you thought we were worthless scum until now, didn't you?
폐기물들을 모아놓은 하수장이
I know you've been
생각했잖아.
seeing our group as sewage full of waste.
아무도 그렇게까지 말하진
I don't
않았어.
think anyone spoke of us that harshly, Otis.
하지만 왜 우리 부서가
Have you not wondered why we have been
황금가지를
charged with the
탐하는
monumentous mission of
이유가
claiming the
궁금하잖아.
golden boughs despite that?
뭔데?
Why is that? Even Effie seemed to be taken aback by Otis's imposing attitude.
비록 다른 자들이
Although I
우수 속에
won't
자리를
disagree that
폐기물이라는 건
the others
공감한다.
are rubbishes drenched in foul water.
그렇게 생각하는
No,
당신
seriously,
뿐이니까.
you're the only one that says that.
치스 씨는
Oh, that's what Miss Otis had been thinking all this time.
나는 무전무패의
I
역사를
have
가지고
remained undefeated, and our manager is capable of resuscitating us, making us practically incapable of death.
사실 둘만 있어도
In fact,
충분해.
just the two of us should be sufficient, though that weasel Vergillis seems to disagree.
어쨌든
The point
아무리
is,
무수한
these
전투를 치러도 폐기물들은 폐기되지 않는다. 폐기물인 채로
The point is, these D-trees won't be scrapped even after countless battles. They will come back at the exact same piles of trash they were before death.
멋지다는 듯이 말하긴
That
했지만
was a very inspiring way of reaffirming that we're living, breathing garbage to you.
뭐 저리 돼.
Morons.
적군들이 몰려온다.
Enemies are approaching. Are you prepared, manager? Sure, let's beat their bloody asses. Let's beat their bloody asses bloody. Out of everyone, I'd say Ishmael, Faust, and Greg are probably the sanest members in our group. Mur deserves a spot here. I'm not so sure if Mur is sane, just so much as he is uncaring. There's a bit of a difference there. Alright guys, murder. Come on, my little rabbit, murder that prick. Well, we staggered two and one looks completely undamaged.
따라와 주세요.
정신 차릴 수 없을 것이오.
씹는 맛이 있는데?
완전한 침묵.
Oh, come on, Sinclair. You could have done a little better than that.
간다.
Go, Quixote! Go, Don! Right. Alright. Murder.
그 자식은 아직 살아 있을 거야.
I still love these ego gifts. They're so cool. They are really just so cool.
나의 손으로 잘라낼 수 있다면
I think that guy's dead. Yep.
날 뛰어보라고.
씹는 맛이 있는데?
That gun is brutal. That gun is legitimately brutal.
깡총.
Alright guys, time to murder.
생각보다 잘 들어갔네.
씹는 맛이 있는데?
The Rabbit Team Heathcliff is actually probably one of my favorites. He is just brutal with his damage. Well, everyone, I'm gonna have to leave the episode there. For you see, I think...
나를 두고 어디 간 것이오?
Don, shut up! You've already ruined enough things today. And I'm gonna... I don't know where I was. I'm gonna have to leave the episode there, because I'm pretty sure we've run out of time. So join us next time to see how much more this woman is going to ruin things. Because we're clearly going to have fun with her in the future. You're a special little snowflake, aren't you, Don? Well, everyone, I'm afraid that until that next time, it's time for me to bid thee all farewell, good day, and finally, good night.